Howdy folks, today we are out on one of those impromptu, unplanned adventures. Had a little bit of extra time and I thought I would explore right in my own backyard. So this week I'm actually in the Capitol State Forest, which is in Thurston County. It's I'd say it's about 110 acres of land that's been set aside between Olympia, our state capital, and Chehalis on the border of Lewis County. This is a beautiful mixed-use forest. There's hiking, biking, horse trails, campgrounds, rivers, waterfalls, and all kinds of amazing sights to be seen, and I have never been here before, so I thought today would be a great opportunity. And so far, I've ran into 3 mountain bikes, 2 horses, and a handful of dogs. But I've only seen 2 hikers. And I think I'm maybe half a mile into this 2.5 mile loop that we're doing. We are on the Mima Falls East Trail. It's an out and back loop trail that goes to, according to Onyx, a cute little waterfall. And I guess we'll find out for ourselves here soon. So far this trail has been amazingly well groomed and well marked. The signs have been really easy to follow, and then you get to this opening where the trail just came out onto a road. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different directions you can go. And of course, no signage. But I'm going to assume, since we're on a loop and I'm doing the east loop, if we keep walking this direction, headed to the east, maybe it's the right way. And then I have to decide, do I hang a left or do I keep going down the straight road? And I think we're gonna take a shot in the dark and head down a side path. It's only 110,000 acres. What could possibly go wrong if we get lost? Oh, look at that. So here's a sign marker for the trail if you're headed in the west direction. So I think it's safe to say we're on the right trail and not lost yet. So for the last mile or so, we've been gradually going uphill through a very new growth forest. I think it was logged maybe 30 years ago, so the trees are very young. But as we're coming up onto the top of one of the hills, we're starting to get into more of an old growth area. There's just some beautiful, beautiful towering fir trees. And you look just below here on the cliff's ledge is kind of a marshy lake at the bottom of the hill. I don't know if we're getting close to the creek or close to the falls, but the temperature's dropped quite a bit as we're getting into this denser forest area. The birds are out having a great day, and it is absolutely beautiful out here. Ah, how sweet. Seriously, folks, graffiti? People will walk 1.5 miles down a beautiful forest trail just to vandalize a bridge. Sad. But I guess we should be happy. At least they're getting outside. Okay, so I was trying to be clever, and I was going to take a picture of some horse poop and me walking by it for a thumbnail. And I dropped my water bottle right into it. So that's what I get for trying to point out all the poo on the trail. But I guess a disclaimer to everybody. When you're on a mixed-use trail, watch where you step, because there is a lot of dog and horse waste left on the trail. Dogs at a bare minimum, we should be picking up after them. I don't know what your thoughts are on horses on the trail. Maybe give me some comments and let me know. Should horses be allowed on regular hiking trails? And if so, what do we do about their waste? Or do we just not worry about it? Okay, don't tell on me. I had to take a little break. So we have left the Mima Falls East Trail, and now we're on the Mima Falls West Trail. It's not a true loop, like the description said. So this is going to take us down to a day use area that should be where the waterfalls are at. And then we'll backtrack back up to the intersection, and we'll take the Mima Falls Trail tie, which brings us up around a camp area and then back around to the parking lot for a full loop. Looks like it's going to be probably closer to 2.5 or 3 miles when it's all said and done. All right. Can absolutely think of worse places to take a midday lunch break. This is beautiful. It's not a huge rushing waterfall, but boy is it gorgeous. And like I said, it's I think I'm about maybe 1.5 miles in on this hike so far. I just passed the day use area, which is just up on top of a cliff. It's a nice little picnic table there, and I think some benches, stuff that are provided by the Scatter Creek Riders Association. It's a trail riding group that donates a lot of money to the local parks and trail system to keep them open for horses. And so nothing fancy for lunch today either. Just a good old-fashioned PB&J with a gorgeous view. It's certainly not nearly as cold as the waterfall that I visited up near Rainier week before last. I'll leave a link right there if you guys haven't seen that one yet. That was a gorgeous waterfall also. Far bigger than this, and it was glacier water, so it was bitter, bitter cold. The water's actually nice and warm, relatively speaking. I mean, it is a 60-degree day in early spring, so it's not going to be that warm, but it's nice. Refreshing and absolutely peaceful quiet out here. Okay, so we started right here at the Mima Falls Trailhead, followed the East Trail out, and then backtrack down here to the day use area. The waterfalls are just right down here. But we are going to turn around, head right back up to this intersection, and then follow the Mima Falls tie back through the McKinney Campground Trail and loop all the way back down to where we started. All in all, I'm thinking it's closer to 2.5 miles. I know I keep changing the distance. Well, one, I didn't start a GPS tracker, so I have no idea how far I've gone. And with all the backtracking for filming, I don't tend to get a real accurate idea anyways. But if you look at the overall map of the Capitol Forest here, there is so much land to explore. And I can't wait to get back out here on another day when I've got more hours in the day to go out and explore. But let's get back on trail. I think I've been out here for about an hour and a half at this point, and I really need to get back onto the highway and start heading for home. So I may not do as much filming on this second half of the loop. We'll see what happens. You know, I say that a lot, and then I tend to stop at every wildflower or cool tree and film a little too much. But I guess that's one of the dangers of being out in this beautiful area here in the Pacific Northwest, is you never run out of inspiration or things to look at. All right, folks, so perfect example of why you should read a trail map and understand where you're hiking before you head out on your adventure. What I was originally thinking was going to be a 2 to 3 mile loop trail. If I had actually continued on the path I was going, it would have been closer to 10 miles. So I'm not using a GPS tracker today. I'm not looking at my steps. I was just out having an amazing time. And the hike to the waterfall itself was about 2.5 miles. So looking at time constraints, I decided not to continue on with that full loop. I'm going to just head back on the trail I came in on, which will give me a total of 5 miles for today. Still an easy, wonderful afternoon hike, but more time consuming than I had scheduled, planned for, or allotted for. So again, just another great example of why you really should do some research and understand the area you're hiking in before you set out on anything too large or too challenging. Lucky for me, got a carrot in my backpack also, so I've got second lunch waiting. But I'm going to put the camera away. I'm going to head back to my truck as quickly as I can so I can get back on the road and get home in time. So until next time, folks, hope to see you out there on the trail soon. Let's go for a walk.